Right now, I want us to move into our next talk and to our next speaker, and that is Lebo Gunguluza. How many of you know Lebo Gunguluza? Lebo Gunguluza. Yeah, no, in fact, if you don't know, if you are in business and you don't know Lebo Gunguluza, you are a sinner. I know, we are the hell. I don't understand. This man has failed so many times in business to a point whereby failure became his friend. He doesn't feel it anymore. And we met, we didn't meet because somehow, some way, I was saying, please employ me, or he was saying, employ me. No, we met because of an idea. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? We met because of an idea, and we are busy right now working on a very serious project that is going to impact your lives. Listen, we are busy working on this witty project that is going to impact your life. We're busy with this project. We call it from great mess to greatness. We're going to teach you and help you to learn how to enterprise your problems. You understand? Instead of being emotional, no, you're going to learn how to enterprise your problems. Now, he's going to be talking to us about the importance of, digital space. How to get into the digital space and the importance thereof when you're in business. We are now online. We spoke to people already in Nigeria. We spoke to people in Durban. We spoke to people in Cape Town. We're speaking to people everywhere, but we are right here. So, go to your phones again. Lebo Gunguluza, follow. Maralen naga ipulela. It's Martin Manamela. Follow. Manamela Martin. Follow. It's a serious thing, this thing. Follow and learn. Lebo Gunguluza. Matso.
Thank you. Let's give him a big round of applause, please. Thank you. He's doing such a wonderful job, right? Ni right? Ni corner? Ni safe? It's good to hear that. Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm just a black entrepreneur that was very, very successful at a very young age. I made my first million at the age of 27 when there was no PEE, there was no tenders, because I finished very late at school at 20 because I repeated classes so many times that by the time I finished school, I was the oldest in class. And I said, nope, this is not going to happen again. At the age of 25, I want to become a millionaire. At the age of 35, I want to become a multi-millionaire. At the age of 45, I want to become a billionaire. So those are the goals that I set for myself. I don't know how other people set up their own goals, but they were my goals, right? So yes, I reached the first goal at 27, which was 2 years late. I became one of the youngest self-made millionaires in South Africa. I bought Porsche at the youngest age. And that was very good for me because at least I reached the first goal. I reached the second goal at the age of 33 when I became a certified multi-millionaire. By that time, I owned about 4 hotels in South Africa that are worth 1.2 billion. I'm now valued at about 360 million. No, I'm just giving you the background so that when I share what I share with you, you understand where I'm coming from. So in 2010, I made quite a lot of money. That's when I bought into the hotel group, where I owned about 36% now, which is why I'm valued at 360 million. And after that, it was World Cup, right? And World Cup really did very well for me. But there's an incident when I reached my second goal, going towards my third goal to become a billionaire, that happened in my life. And it was a very, very important incident that changed my life. What happened is that I went to the township, right? And when I was driving a 3.2 million rand car, right? And it was a GT1, RS1 Porsche. And I was just at not a chisanyama, but a restaurant. And I'm driving this car. I probably have liquidity of about 15 million rands in the bank. And a person came to ask me for 5 rands. And you could see that they're desperate asking for these 5 rands. And I felt so bad that I am so advanced. And yet our people in the township are struggling. And I was about to make 2 important decisions in my life that time that person came to ask me for that 5 rands. The decision I was going to make, which I had already started, is that I had already bought into the hotel group, and I was already 26% shareholder as a black PE partner. And I already bought into a publishing house where I was already a 40% owner. The biggest publishing house in South Africa that used to publish Sawubona magazine. Who knows Sawubona magazine? Sawubona magazine was on SAA. Sawubona magazine used to generate on a monthly basis 3 million. I used to pick up 150,000 rands as my salary every single month from one publication. From the rest of the other publications, I used to pick up another 100,000. So on average, without doing anything else, I used to get paid a return of 250,000 without doing nothing, just publishing. And I still had the hotels. So all I needed to do next step now is to become a PE partner in the other white companies and become this rich black guy. That's all I needed to do. And I can guarantee you, I would have definitely become a billionaire by 45. But my journey on that day changed. That level, you already have hotels. You already have a house in PE. You already have a house in Durban. You already have a house in Joburg. You have 7 cars. They're all written Gem 1 to Gem 7. What else do you want? What is it going to help you to become a billionaire when your people are suffering? I made a very important decision. I said, instead of taking this 15 million rands that I've got on hand and investing it in buying 25% stake here, 30% stake here, 5%, and spending 1 million here, 2 million here, 3 million, I made a very important decision. I said, do I want to take this money and give it to white people and buy those stakes, or do I make a decision to empower my own people in the township and create a program where I invest in them and I build them so that they can become like me and learn from me? Guess what? This decision would have made me a billionaire by 45, definitely. But this decision made me have to hustle with my own people and invest in them rather than investing in white people. I chose the most difficult route to invest in my people. I spent on a program called 12-12-12, where I recruit 12 entrepreneurs every 12 months to run 12 companies with them. Do you know how difficult it is to start a company and run a company? Now, can you imagine it running with 12 people who don't know what they're doing? I had to do that for 5 years of my life. I call that a calling, because I spent 8.6 million on these young entrepreneurs, and 4 of these young entrepreneurs became millionaires. Now, I'm talking reality here, and I'm going to bring you back to the reality that I'm talking about. But can I tell you, the 5th year of my program, after impacting 36 young entrepreneurs, the 5th year of my young entrepreneur, there was a young boy, very talented, also from the township of Tembisa. He said, Lebo, I've got this idea. You can start a bank without owning a bank. I said, what? You can start a digital bank. I've been studying this thing. I said, okay, I'm going to invest in this thing. I took this young man with me to London because he had such a bright mind, so that he can see how digital banks work in London. He has never even been out of Johannesburg. I took him all the way to London to go and mix with the best of the best in the payments and fintech world in London. I changed his life completely. And what I did, when we came back, he was so excited, we executed the digital bank. In 2017, if I can show you, if I had a video here, I was going to show you when I launched the digital bank. It was the most exciting thing. He worked so hard for us to launch the digital bank. The digital bank was called AZA Bank. It was groundbreaking. It was amazing. But the only reason why we couldn't launch this bank, that was the last year of my 12 program, because I had intended to last for 5 years. So it was my 5th year. I spent 3 million on this particular project. And guess what? When I thought our country was going to support us, instead they went against us. Because they also did not even understand digital banking themselves. We were the first one to launch a digital bank in South Africa. Before Discovery Bank, before Time Bank, before Bank Zero. We wanted to be the first, and we wanted to be black. And we wanted to be proud. And guess where we failed? We failed on regulatory. We failed on compliance. We failed because no one guided us on how to take the step and overtake that part. But from a digital and technology part, we were kings. We were better than Time Bank. You will not believe it. But we failed there. And unfortunately, it collapsed. But then after that, I got sold into the idea of digital. Because digital is the future. Now, I will fast forward a few years later. I postponed my journey on chasing a billion, but I chased a different calling. A different calling that I chased was to empower as many Africans into the digital economy. That was now my new calling. And I started exploring to understand how can we get as many black people, as many Africans into the digital space. Because clearly, if I can start a bank and be stopped only by compliance, that means that I would have been a billionaire through this bank. But I never gave up on the journey of the bank, because I've got something else that I will launch in 4 months' time that will overtake digital banks and banking. But I will discuss that on another day. The most important thing now is you, not me. What did I do to make sure that the African child has a chance in the digital space? I'm going to ask you 2 questions. I asked myself these questions also. Who was the richest man in the last 3 years in the world? Elon Musk. Elon Musk overtook recently, but it's still doubtful. But who was before Elon Musk? Jeff Bezos. Let's give him a big round of applause. The richest man in the world was Jeff Bezos. What did Jeff Bezos own? What is Amazon? What is it? It's an e-commerce store, right? Does Amazon own any products? No, right? What is that called? Drop shipping, right? Let's move on. Who is the richest man in China? Jack Ma. What does Jack Ma own? What is Alibaba? E-commerce store. What is an e-commerce store? It's drop shipping because he owns no product. Then you tell me, where's the future of Africa? Let's give yourselves a big round of applause. Where is the future of Africa? If today, because of technology, you can sell products without owning them, what does it do to us? What chance does it give us as Africans? Who knows anything about the 4th Industrial Revolution? What makes the 4th Industrial Revolution? So I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to tell you the truth. What makes the 4th Industrial Revolution? The 4th Industrial Revolution is made out of 5 things. It's just that I don't have a lot of time, but because I feel it's important to educate you, I will stay here because I've got another engagement. But it's very important that I educate the black child. Because if I'm to become a billionaire in the next 3 years, I want you with me. I want you to come with me. I want you to be next to me here. Just like I did with the 12-12-12. I made them millionaires. Now let's become billionaires, all of us. Now, let's start with the first thing. What are you holding on your phone and what are you using to shoot me? It's a mobile phone, right? Now, how many companies are existing in the world because of this little thing that you are holding? Can I hold this thing? Can you borrow me? I know you're shooting me. What is this thing? No, it's not a cell phone anymore. It's a smartphone, right? What is a smartphone? It's a smart office, right? So, what is in this thing? What do you get out of a mobile phone? You get to call, right? It's a telephone. If you go to an office, what do you need when you go to an office? You are going there to make calls in the office, right? What is the second thing that you get out of this thing? You get to have internet, right? When you go to an office, you want to go get internet, right? What else do you get out of things? Emails, right? When you go to an office, you want to go get emails, right? What else do you get out of this thing? You get to communicate with people via communication platform. What are those communication platforms? WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook. You get to communicate with the world, right? What do you get out of this thing? You get all of those things, right? Now, and on top of that, you get so many tools that are called apps out of this thing that are making you design, that are making you create invoices, so if you've got this tool on your hand, why are you failing? Let's start there. So this is the first part of the fourth industrial revolution. So this thing that you are holding is no longer a phone. It's a supercomputer. I want you to hear this word from me. It's a supercomputer that can make you operate. Even in bed, you can do business and make money right there. You understand? So most young people use this tool for influencing, right? Now they've got jobs because of this thing. They're influencers, right? They are more stronger than media houses that have been there for years. So if I've got more than 500,000 followers on my Instagram page, it means I'm stronger than a magazine that used to have 30,000 subscribers or 30,000 buyers. That means you are now more powerful than a magazine. Hence, there's a culture of influencers. Are you getting me? Because of this thing. Certain companies in the world would not exist if this thing was not here. Talk to me about those companies. Uber. Would Uber be around if this thing was not around? Talk to me again. Airbnb. Instagram. Would Instagram be around if it was not for this thing? No. How many users does Uber have to date? 91 million users. And what is the only channel for people to use Uber in the world? Is this thing. So if everyone were to switch off this thing, will Uber be in existence tomorrow? If you were to stop this thing and not use it, would Instagram be in business tomorrow? Uber is worth 3.8 billion because of this thing. Why are you not using this thing as a channel to reach your clients? If there's 340 million users in Africa, why are you not using this thing as your channel to reach your clients? Abo Mihlali are smart. Abo Faith Gates have used it. But obviously they've used it for their, of course. We won't say more than that. But you must never use this thing as a vanity tool. You know what a vanity tool is? To just show how beautiful you are and how hot you are. You must use this thing as a business tool. Because that's what companies out there are using this thing as. Now, when you come and use it as a vanity tool, when you have the same gadget that's no different from any other company and anyone else, you decided to use it incorrectly. So that's the first thing that causes the fourth industrial revolution. What is the second thing that causes the fourth industrial revolution? It's what you call artificial intelligence. You know when they talk about algorithm? The algorithm is to predict your movements. It's intelligence. So algorithm uses the information that you use all the time to predict your future. That's why they know where you shop, they know what you do, what you're going to do next. Now, this thing has got that. So, but if you use this to the advantage of your small business, you will then understand your customers even better. That is why your net banks are firing 3,000 employees to put bots. So bots, let me show you the journey of this thing. It's algorithms. Algorithms is a predictive methodology. Ne? Then the predictive methodology creates artificial intelligence. That means that it's predicting what you're going to do. It's artificial intelligence. After artificial intelligence is then robots. So robots are created out of artificial intelligence so that you know the future. Now robots are going to replace you. So if you've got a job of telesales and all that stuff and contact center, robots are going to do it better than you. Do you know why? They are replacing you with robots. Do you know why their banks are closing down? Because they're using technology. They're using bots. They're using artificial intelligence. That means that when you get sick, when you yawn, when you sleep, when you've got a brother that's got whatever and you can't come to work, do robots or do bots get sick? No. They work 24/7. So if you don't teach yourself these new skills, you're going to be replaced. Must make you think twice. That's a revolution. That's a revolution. That's why they call it an industrial revolution. It means it's a replacement of people. That's the sad part. The third thing is what you call cloud. Have you ever heard of cloud? A cloud means that the information that used to sit on CDs and all your music, remember your music used to sit on physical devices. Remember, who was the last person here who still goes to get a DVD to go play in their DVD play? Eh? When was the last time you played a CD? Who still plays a CD here? It's because the content of the music is no longer sitting on a physical device. It's sitting on what you call the cloud. What does it mean? It means that tomorrow you can be the next Netflix. Do you know why Netflix is messing up with Dstv? It's because Dstv is still putting content on this decoder. They're still decoding when the world has gone to the cloud. That means the information no longer sits on the decoder. The information no longer sits on this. That's why they are removing all these things that are going away. No? This is what you call these SABC things. They're becoming digital because they understand the power of digital. So these days, as long as you've got internet, you can watch anything. YouTube, Netflix, everything. What does it mean for the black child? It means that you don't have to own the content. Does Netflix own the content? Except recently that they started creating their own content. But did they own the content before? No. They used to play other people's content and put them on a platform, and you pay 100 rands to watch, and the content, you watch it anywhere, right? That is the future. That means that you can create your own channel. You can create your own TV. Do you know that? I'm going to get to the bottom line of where I'm going. So now, where I'm going here. I'm going to the concept of that you, in this revolution, you don't have to own any product. You don't have to own any content as the African child in order to make money. And I'm going to make you a very simple example of what I'm doing now. That's going to explain that. Right? Now, that's cloud. Okay? So cloud makes sure that you can grab content anywhere and watch it anywhere. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask you a very important question now. The next thing that's important is data in the fourth industrial revolution. Now, tell me something. If I were to ask you now, which one do you choose? You ask any young girl now or any young child, which one would you rather? Would you rather I buy you lunch for $200 or I buy you data? Who do you think a young girl is going to say Do you think, what do they prioritize? Where's the Maslow hierarchy of needs now? Umdanu is what the data. It just shows how important data is more even than food. Can you see the power of this revolution? Now data, something that never existed before, is now more important than food. What does that tell you? As a mother, as a brother, as a sister. Huh? What does that tell you? It tells you only one thing and one thing only. It tells you that everyone in the world now wants to be connected with the world. And even a small child will say, Daddy, can you please buy me data? And they will even cry for that data. But I say, but yeah, I need to use this money to buy you food. No, I don't want food. I want data. We're talking about a 6-year-old boy here. He wants data more than food. Are you understanding where the world is going? Now, the last part of what causes the Industrial Revolution is database, which is database now is you guys. Now, the reason why most of these companies that are doing extremely well in the world, that are based on mobile and that are based on e-commerce, there's one thing and one thing only that makes them to be bought and to be acquired and all of that. And what is that? Who can answer me that? What is the one thing that makes a Microsoft want to buy LinkedIn for 1 billion? What is that? Why would I go crazy and want to go buy another digital platform, an e-commerce platform for 1 billion? Yeah? He's got it. Let's give him a big round of applause. It's because he's a smart guy, you see. Look at that smart boy there. He's wearing dark glasses. Let's give him a round of applause. It's what you call database, guys. When you are complaining to CEDA, what is your biggest complaint to CEDA when you complain to CFA or to CEDA? Is what? Access to market. Nah? Access to market, right? That's what every business is fighting for. Access to market. Everyone. Why are you here? Access to market, right? Otherwise, you'd be chilling at home, right? That's
And to network with.
Of course. I'm a big network guy, so you have to pay for it though, huh? Yeah. So the reason why she's here is because she wants access to market. All of you guys want market because you want people to buy, right? Now the only reason why these companies buy shares into Instagram is because Instagram has got 356 million users. That means Instagram tomorrow, if they were to tell people that George Bush just got a heart attack, 356 million people will know that George Bush will have. Exactly. So, like me, for example, they said I'm getting married to Anna Lezondo. I mean, one digital platform said I'm getting married that's got like 3 million followers. And suddenly I'm trending that I'm getting married to Anna Lezondo. I've left my ex-wife, Lebo Gunguluza from the Real Housewives of Joburg, and now I'm with Anna Lezondo. Why? The only reason why that message could get through to you quicker is because of digital database. Do you get what I'm saying? Those guys control a lot of people, and that's what you call influence. Now let's take it back to you now. Having known that digital creates an opportunity for you to own database that buys from you over and over again, and that will have artificial intelligence where you can predict your clients and what they will buy next. It gives you the power to have what you call a sustainable business over time. Let me make you an example. 2 years ago, I started a platform called Lux Empire VIP. Now, Lux Empire VIP was targeting a very niche market. Rich people who want to go watch polo races. So, in the last year alone, while everyone else was suffering from COVID, me that platform, even though I was sleeping, I was traveling, it made 5 million. I didn't even have to do much. 5 million, I didn't have to do much. Now, it's a platform that understood its audience and had a repeat clientele and that made money without me having to even lift my finger. How many of you guys want to experience the same thing where you just make 5 million and you're not doing nothing. You are sleeping. Because that's what the digital world does. The digital world, you don't have to be there for people to be able to buy. The fastest growing company in South Africa is Take a Lot. The fastest growing company in the world is Amazon. The fastest growing company in China is Alibaba. And all those companies are e-commerce platforms. And all those e-commerce platforms are drop shippers. They don't own any product. What is the opportunity for you as the African child? The opportunity for you as the African child is that you go to this lady and say, Sissy, you are selling beautiful stuff. Can I create an e-commerce store and put your things on my e-commerce store and I sell to my audience or to the world? And, Sissy, the money on drop shipping, how drop shipping works, is that people pay into your e-commerce platform first. So, sis, how much are you selling this thing for? Okay, so let's start with the bonnet. So she sells a bonnet for 100 rands. We're now on e-commerce. Because e-commerce does not have boundaries, right? It can sell all over the world because it's got no borders. So e-commerce is that she gives it to you for 100 when you sell it on an e-commerce store for 250 rands, right? You take beautiful pictures of what she's got, but you don't have to own the physical stock. You put those beautiful pictures there, and then you market that store of yours using influencers, right? The influencers, they wear this thing, you invest in that a little bit. Someone buys onto your platform first, so you collect the money first, and then you collect the 250 rands. After collect the 250 rands, you go give her $100, and then you tell her to go and deliver this product to XYZ who bought it for 250. Guess what? You have made 150 rands, more money than what she has made, and yet she owns the product. What nonsense is that? What power is that? What power does an African child have now? That you can now sell products that are all over the world, just like Kelly Jennings, who sold makeup that doesn't belong to her and became a billionaire. What power does an African child have today where you sell something that doesn't belong to you? I sell horse race tickets that don't belong to me. I charge twice the amount, and my platform has made more than 5 million last year. What nonsense is that?
Nonsense. I guess Atteridgeville English nonsense is English nonsense. Are we learning, guys? Is it value for you to be here? I hope you're not missing your girlfriend, boyfriend. You're getting knowledge right now. You are being transformed right now. It's value for your time. You're only busy with the omnibus right now.
I forgot just to say one small thing. No? Sorry, guys, I forgot one small thing. No? So, to create the e-commerce stores, I've invested on a platform for 8 million, okay? To make it easy for the African child to have an e-commerce store, okay? That's my investment into you, right? So the platform is called Weezy Africa. So it's web made easy for Africa. So we just short it to Weezy Africa. It's W-E, so just take it down. W-E-A, it's very important you take it correctly, né? It's W-E-A-S-Y Africa.com. Okay? Yeah, one word. Weezy Africa. So I've invested in that. It's a platform that I picked up in Portugal. And now I said to this Portuguese, I want to make it easy for the African child. But there's other platforms out there, but this is very important. Like Shopify, EasyWeed, Wix, that are no-code platform where you can create an e-commerce store. But the problem with those platforms is that they charge you in dollars and they make you pay. And the problem is that it's a journey to have an e-commerce store. So it's a journey. So I need you to contact him when you want to be trained into also running your own e-commerce store and to be trained to running drop shipping, okay? So that's the first part. The second part that's very, very important is that we're investing in the township economy in a big way. And part what we do, we're developing properties in the township, okay? Where it can be easy for you to have a place just for 2,500. You have an apartment that's got Wi-Fi, so that you can be able to run your digital business in your own apartment, because you can run an e-commerce even from Mkuku and still make a lot of money and sell things that you don't own. But we want to now create a Wi-Fi apartments for 2,500 rands only in the townships, so that the African child can move forward. And I'd like to invite my business partner, Ulebs, here, just 4 minutes only to tell him about the amount of money we're spending. We're setting up $100 million fund to make sure this is happening. And I'm working with him. Let's give him a big round of applause to empower the township child and the township economy.
Thank you so much. Greetings everyone. Dumelang, Abusheni, Sanbonani, hello. My name is Lebo Gunguluza Kasi. I'm the founder and CEO of Bez House Capital and Bez House, a property investment and a property development company. We've been running since the year 2017, so it's almost 5 years now. I'm a business accountant by profession. I hold 4 qualifications. The highest is on honors and taxation, but I only lasted 5 minutes in the corporate world to start Bez House. So what we do is basically what we're then doing is we are restoring our people's dignity by ensuring that we are bringing superior products that are in suburban areas. We're bringing them back to the township and ensuring that you are able to access a dignified space that is conducive for you to live in, that is comfortable, but yet it's affordable for you to live in. So we are bringing the Santon product back into the township, but ensuring that it's at the township price. So we're ensuring that we are bringing suburban product back into the township, but we're ensuring that affordability is not an issue for our people. You're looking at the statistics, they tell you that more than 75% of the population of South Africa, they earn less than 15,000 rand per household. This is an average household of about 6 people. So that's exactly what we are trying to do, to ensure that you are able to access the product, but at an affordable amount. And we also ensuring that you are able to also access a platform where you can actually invest and be part of that particular movement that we're bringing in the township. We're breaking the barrier to entry into property investment market for millions of rands. So we just closed the prospectus that enabled people to invest from as little as 5,000 rand. That's exactly what we're doing in the township. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm closing now. So to participate in this thing, we'll explain to you exactly how. So you can also be an investor in property and also own the property. Okay? Thank you very much.